there, welcome. Let me give it a few minutes for everybody to jump on. Hi there, hello. I'm going to give it a few minutes for people to jump on. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Hopefully you guys can see on my screen a presentation that says oils and pain. If you can't, let me know. You can unmute your mic. You can show your face if you'd like, but I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for people to join. All right, we'll get started here soon. Hi, Nancy. Thank you. She says, so excited to learn more. Just admitting a few more people, and we'll get started here shortly. If you guys haven't used Zoom before, there is a chat bar on the bottom part of your menu. So if you kind of hover over the bottom menu, there is a chat box, and we're going to be using that a little bit tonight as we talk about oils for pain management. And then we're also going to use the chat box for a giveaway. So for those of you who are on tonight live, we're going to be giving away a full relief kit, and we'll talk about what's in that kit, but it's worth $75. So you're definitely going to want to stick around till the end because we're going to be giving that away, and you need to kind of pay attention to what we talk about throughout the class if you want to have a chance to win. So I'm going to just start the class in the interest of time. I think we're going to have a few more people probably pop on in the next couple minutes, but I will get started here. And you know what? I need to remember to record this. So let me do that now. Oh, it's already recording. Okay, perfect. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Cheryl. I'm one of the leaders on the Obsessed with Essentials team. So if I didn't invite you, welcome. I am part of the broader team that invited you here. Sorry, let me add in a few more people. So I've been using doTERRA oils for several years now. I think I found doTERRA in 2016. I was just looking for some natural options to actually help my husband with headaches, and I had a newborn baby at the time, and I needed some help just getting him to sleep better. And so I found doTERRA that way. I have 3 little ones. Their ages are 7, almost 5, and 1. So we're pretty busy here. We live in Tustin, California. So that's part of Orange County, California, if you're not familiar. And yeah, I love doTERRA. Teaching about doTERRA and sharing oils with others is one of my huge passions. And I also love helping other people in the business who share doTERRA and earn income. So I'm actually going to be talking about the income side of things and running your own business with doTERRA at the end of this chat. So you do have the option to stay on tonight for that. But tonight we are talking about essential oils and pain. So I don't know about you guys, but as we get older, whether you've had an old injury, you've had chronic pain, or you have, chronic issues like arthritis, the essential oils can really help with that. Even if you're on prescription medication, you can use them side by side. So I really like oils in that way because you can use them as a protocol and to complement, traditional medicine like Western medicine too. So let's get started on the slides. Hopefully you guys can all see the slides as I'm talking. If not, let me know in the chat. But I want you guys to think about, as we're going through the presentation, what kind of pain do you experience on a day-to-day basis, right? So just think for yourself. You don't have to say it to anybody. You don't have to say it out loud or anything like that. But on a scale of 1 to 10, can you right now rate your pain level in the following categories, with 10 being, the greatest pain, 1 being the smallest amount of pain? And think about these areas in your life as we go through what we're talking about today, and things that can help you that are, more on the natural side. So chronic pain, is it a daily part of your life? Would you rate that a 10? Are you constantly in pain? Are you sometimes in pain? Do you notice patterns when you're in chronic pain? Emotional pain. I know this year has been super hard for a lot of us. Hopefully we're coming out the other end of that, but emotional pain and feeling that heaviness, sometimes the emotional pain can, if you hold on to that, a lot of times it can manifest into physical chronic pain. So we really want to be aware of the emotional pain. And then occasional pain. Do you have good days and bad days? Are your bad days outweighing your good days? How would you rate yourself, on that scale, 1 to 10? So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there because sometimes people think like, oh, I'm not in a lot of pain, or I don't have that type of pain when someone's talking about, arthritis or an injury like a bum knee or something, but you might not even realize it until we put it into certain categories like emotional pain, occasional pain. Maybe you only have pain when you hike up a hill, and when you're going downhill, there's not the pain, right? So we all have pain that we can kind of address in different ways. So first and foremost, if you're not familiar with doTERRA, we talk a lot about foundational support. So there is a trio of supplements that doTERRA, really, it's their #1 selling product, and it's called the Lifelong Vitality Trio of Vitamins. It's in kind of the bottom left corner here of our screen, or sorry, bottom right. And this is really going to be your foundation of any protocol that we talk about in doTERRA, because it is packed with so many vitamins and nutrients that we need on a daily basis. So, what, like we talked about earlier, at the top of the pyramid here is proactive medical care, like Western medicine, informed self-care. But as you get kind of down to the base of the pyramid, and what we're going to really be talking about today is a lot of times when you're trying to start a health protocol, whether it's to reduce pain, reduce stress, whatever it is, just to get in better peak physical condition, you're going to want to start looking at things like reducing toxic load, managing your stress, and making sure you get plenty of rest. And the rest that you get is quality rest. Obviously, exercising, weight management, and then eating right. So the Lifelong Vitality of Trio Vitamins is really going to be that kind of bottom tier here. It's part of your eating right and making sure you're getting, the vitamins and supplements that you need for your body to function at a higher level and to really recover, right? Like, we want to be able to have our body work for us, and we want to be able to realize the things that we put in our body really do matter. So let's talk a little bit about those 3 levels of pain that we talked about at the very beginning when we rated ourselves from 1 to 10, and how do the LLV, or the Lifelong Vitality Trio of Vitamins, help. So for chronic pain, so those of you who are in pain all day long, every day, have more bad days than good, the LLV vitamins are going to provide a healthy response to oxidative stress. There's going to support your bone health. So there's calcium, magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D, all of the daily dosage levels that you need to have on a daily basis are going to be in those vitamins. That's going to support healthy joint function and comfort, which to me, I notice this so much because that's me every single day. I definitely have joint pain and discomfort in my hips, in my knees, in my back. And I find that if I'm not keeping up with my supplements, the vitamins, some of the other supplements we're going to go over in a moment, like turmeric, the deep blue polyphenol complex, all of those things, that is really what helps me with my chronic pain and that joint achiness. Next is the emotional pain. So that the vitamins are going to help with this as well. It's going to help with mental clarity, improve brain function, and it does have all of the omega-3 and fatty acids in the omega complex capsules. So that's important because you know how typically your doctor suggests you have certain fish oils, all your omegas that you can get from eating, like salmon, wild caught salmon, things like that. the lifelong vitality trio of vitamins is already going to have a really high quality level of those omega-3 and fatty acids in them. So even if, this is really why I love these vitamins, is even if I'm not eating super healthy, at that time, these vitamins are really my backstop so that I don't suffer in pain as much as if I'm just eating junk, or maybe I'm on vacation and traveling, or maybe, it's the holidays and you're not eating super well, you still have these vitamins as your backstop to help manage pain. And even for those of you who just had occasional pain, these vitamins are going to help keep your body performing at a peak level. So if you're an athlete, especially, you're going to want to be able to have this like foundation of support. So let's go a little bit over some of those other levels of that pyramid that we were talking about earlier. So what are some of the dangers of prescription pain medication, and why do we really need to be so conscious about finding a more natural option and not being so reliant on prescription pain meds, right? So on an average, prescription pain medication causes more death than car accidents. They are considered safe, especially by teens, because they were prescribed by a doctor and they're legal, right? So there's a false sense of security there. There can be withdrawal symptoms if you're trying to like wean off the pain medication. They are often overprescribed by doctors, and you could have some real scary side effects like digestive shutdown. So let's talk about the positives here. What can we do about that? Tips for weaning off if you're somebody who is on pain medication, or maybe you're going to be having a surgery coming up and you're going to have to be on pain meds to recover. What are some tips to help you with that, right? To get off the pain meds as quickly as possible. I know for me, that was my goal with my last 2 children. When I had scheduled C-sections of both of them, I knew I was going to have to be on pain medication, but my goal was definitely to be able to wean myself off of that as quickly as possible and detox after that. So here's some things you can do. You can increase your water intake. You can replace the habit. So just quitting the habit of taking the pain medication can be difficult. So try a new healthy habit in the place of taking those medications. So here they're talking about like taking deep breaths, do some push-ups, anything to kind of take your mind off of maybe moving that body part that's in pain, rather than just, replacing that pain with a pill. We talked about taking the LLV, and we'll talk about some additional supplements that will be really helpful in not only reducing the pain, but also detoxing away those medications that you're on. And then surround yourself with a supportive community. So if you're here, you're in the right place, because we have an amazing community on Facebook, on social media, like wherever you get your oil information. That is your community, right? To hold on to lean on them for support, find tips and tricks and recipes that are going to help you, right? Okay. So let's go into kind of the nitty gritty tips that I love for pain support and using my doTERRA oils and products. So if you have not heard of Symphony of the Cells before, it is an amazing topical protocol that there is one top guy in doTERRA, Boyd Truman. He's actually an ex-physical therapist, but now he's his main kind of passion is the Symphony of the Cells protocol that he came up with. And there are so many different ones that you can do. There's they're kind of designed for each body system. So if you're having digestive issues, there's a certain protocol you can do. And all it is layering oils. Like there's one over here for the inflammatory response, which would be great for pain, any sort of pain, like all over pain. When my husband had really bad chronic headaches, we did this protocol on him when he was having some really hard days, and it was great. So what you do is, and there's a whole book that goes over this protocol. I cannot even scratch the surface of describing all of this, but we do have a class coming up, and I think it's next week. Jen is going to be teaching it on Symphony of the Cells. But in a nutshell, if you are having pain, what you can do is you apply fractionated coconut oil on the spine. Now you're going to want to have somebody do this for you. So, I would be doing it on my husband. He'll be laying down face down on the bed. He's going to take off his shirt, so bare back. We're going to apply fractionated coconut oil or a carrier oil of your choice all down his back, neck, and spine and the shoulders. Then we're going to apply and start layering each of these oils, 2 to 3 drops of each of these oils. I kind of like to do it in a circular motion all the way down the spine. And you're just going to keep layering it. So it's going to be frankincense and then a carrier oil, then melaleuca, and like keep rubbing it down. These little symbols here on this chart kind of show you can put it on their hands, you can put it down their spine and on the bottoms of their feet, and so on and so forth. So this is more just like a pain protocol that you can use. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you can be on like a whole 2-day training with Symphony of the Cells. They have these like great in-person seminars where you can go and really learn this technique. So I really recommend, if you have interest in this, there is a book you can buy. There are in-person seminars, like I said, and then we're going to be having an online class just like this, I believe next week on Symphony of the Cells. Okay, so I'm going to go into a couple of different kind of groupings of doTERRA products by pain grouping. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself if I'm going too fast. Type questions in the chat bar and I can try to answer them as best as I can. And then also, if you have never used Zoom before and you can't find the chat box, there is, if you hover down at the bottom of your screen, there should be like a little menu that pops up and you can chat in the chat box. This is important because we have a giveaway coming up, and this is the part that I want you guys to pay attention to. So in order to enter the giveaway, to get the free relief kit at the end of this class, you're going to want to pay attention to this part. All right, so here's kind of an overview of where we're going. So if you are a current customer of doTERRA, which most of you are, and you have a loyalty rewards program order coming up, right? And you're like, Cheryl, I'm in pain. What do I order? What's going to help me? What's a good protocol? This is kind of the section that I want you to pay attention to. So for joint pain and if you have joint pain, you're going to want to, in your loyalty rewards order, you're going to want to add the Lifelong Vitality trio of vitamins, like we talked about, and then turmeric, deep blue rub, and the deep blue polyphenol complex. Muscle pain, same thing. So we're going to go over each of these groupings in a little more detail here. Okay, so if you are somebody who suffers from joint pain, this is me. This is basically my protocol that I do every single day. So here we go. I take the LLV vitamins as my nutritional base for everybody, like we talked about, right? It has all the vegetables, fruits we need in our daily serving. We have all the omega-3 fatty acids. It's going to help with our energy level, but I mainly take this for my inflammation. When I wake up in the morning, a lot of times, like I said, I have hip pain, I have back pain, I have shoulder pain a lot of times because I'm carrying around toddlers and lifting babies, and especially when I was breastfeeding too, like supporting a baby as they get bigger, I carry a lot of that pain in my shoulders and my back still. So the LLV plus, I cannot survive without these 3 here. So the turmeric capsules are actually an amazing delivery system that is unique to doTERRA. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the benefits of turmeric. I have a slide on the next screen that's going to give you why turmeric is so amazing for us, and especially for inflammation. But doTERRA's actual gel cap is a dual chamber capsule, and half of the capsule is turmeric in like a powdered form, and the other part of the chamber, the other half of it, is turmeric in an oil form. And the reason that that's really important is the way that that dual chamber is released into our bodies. It is allowing our bodies to absorb the turmeric in a way that really we're able to absorb it, we're able to use it in our body rather than just absorbing the powder and just absorbing the oil. Those two working together, they have found, is a great way for our body to get immediate support. Now, I find that, taking turmeric just one day isn't really going to cut it for me, right? Like I have to be consistent with taking my turmeric capsules to really see the pain decrease. And that's going to be with all the oils that we talk about and all of the gel caps, any of the things that we're taking as like a protocol. It's not just a one-time pill of like, okay, let's see if this works. Let's see if this takes my headache away, right? No, it's going to be the consistent daily use of a lot of these supplements, and you really aren't going to see a huge difference until, you know, you kind of feel the difference. Maybe check in with yourself after 5 days, after 10 days, after 20 days, after 30 days, you know, are you feeling a lot better than you were maybe at the very beginning of that protocol? The next one that I love for pain is Deep Blue Rub. Deep Blue is our muscle rub, and it's a topical use only proprietary blend by doTERRA. So if you have pain, inflammation, it can even be used as like a massage oil. But this Deep Blue Rub is kind of like the natural version of icy hot. So when you rub this on your body, Wilma Rose is saying Deep Blue Rub is amazing. Yes, it is. So when you rub it on, it has kind of that icy hot kind of feel to it. So it has the warming and then the cooling. You really only need a little bit of it, and it really goes a long way. So this tube here will last you quite a while. I always say, and I think a lot of the girls on our team agree, that it's kind of the husband convincer of the essential oil world, because husbands really love this. It's like a sports cream, but it doesn't smell like stinky like Bengay or anything like that. So the Deep Blue Rub, I find I really like to use it right after I get out of the shower. If I'm having pain in the morning, I'll definitely like apply it on my shoulders. But I really do like it at night before I go to bed. It really helps me kind of like relax my muscles and calm down with the sleep. And then they also have a Deep Blue polyphenol complex. So it's a proprietary blend of the Deep Blue blend of oils that's safe to take internally. And this is for people who, like me, have chronic joint pain. Maybe you have an old injury. And this would be a good thing to try for those of you who might be on pain medication, prescription pain medication, and they're trying to find a more natural option. This is all plant-based. This is not something that's going to have side effects. Now, with that said, I would definitely, before you start, weaning off pain medication and anything like that, definitely consult your doctor. You want to make sure that if you are on a regimen with your doctor, that they know what you're going to be taking, so that your medication and any of these supplements don't counteract or have a reaction that you're not expecting. So with all of these protocols, definitely work with your doctor on that. This is just kind of information, right? Yeah, people are saying it's definitely the husband convincer, the Deep Blue Rub. I definitely find that my husband loves the Deep Blue Rub. I've gotten like so many of my family members convinced about Deep Blue Rub as like the gateway to like other doTERRA products. It's amazing. So yes, and then also just one more thing is when you're taking essential oils and supplements internally, you always want to make sure you're drinking lots and lots of water, because the oils can be potent. So I would definitely take a lot of these with a whole glass of water if possible. And then if you do experience any sort of side effects like stomach discomfort, try taking them with food. Everybody's different, so you just kind of have to find what works for you. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This, as I promised, is the health benefits of turmeric. I love, love, love turmeric. If any of you guys follow Dr. Josh Axe, he is a naturopath doctor who he really sings the praises of turmeric all the time. I follow him on social media. If you haven't gotten one of his books, he's amazing, but he really praises the healing power of turmeric. So anti-inflammatory properties, helps prevent arthritis, controls diabetes, detoxifies the liver, improves skin health, prevention of cancer, improves digestion, boosts the immune system, prevents weight loss, and helps in wound healing. So kind of one of those things like, why wouldn't you take this? Even if you have the essential oil version of the turmeric and you don't have the dual chamber capsules, you can add, I like to add the turmeric, just the oil, into a smoothie. You can add it into a gel cap, like an empty veggie cap that you have at doTERRA sells the empty veggie caps. You can make your own too. So you don't have to buy the dual chamber capsule separate if you already have the turmeric oil in the, like in the essential oil bottle form. Okay, and then here's a few testimonials of some of our customers that have used those products that we just talked about, Deep Blue and turmeric. Shannon, she's somebody who has chronic pain from an old injury. I think she had a knee injury. She says she takes turmeric internally 2 times a day for chronic pain. Mostly use it topically for skin irritations. Topical relief, she uses Deep Blue, marjoram, lemongrass, copaiba, frankincense. Deep Blue works wonders, but I also use the muscle and or aches and pains blend. Deep Blue was the first oil for me, but more recently helichrysum for bleeding and new peppermint capsules for upset stomach. So you can see there's like tons of people in our oil community on Facebook that really, have utilized these products for pain. Okay, so for muscle pain, if you are somebody who has muscle pain, this would be the protocol we would suggest for you. LLV, of course, are vitamins. Turmeric, which is one of the ones we just talked about. Copaiba is another great essential oil that's also available in a soft gel. Copaiba is one of the oils that is great for pain. I oftentimes turn to it for headaches instead of going to like Tylenol or Advil, because again, trying to get away from medications that can be toxic to our liver and our other systems of our body. So copaiba is an amazing one for pain. It does, I'm going to kind of butcher the science here, but it does provide benefits to our body in a similar way as CBD oil without the THC component. So without the side effect of making you feel like you're high, right? So instead of a CBD oil, doTERRA really got behind the copaiba oil to help with a lot of those feelings for more restful sleep, managing stress, and managing pain. So together, the turmeric copaiba duo would be really great for some muscle pain relief. Another one is marjoram. Marjoram was one of the ones that was on the testimonial slide we just looked at. It's a great one to have on hand for topical support. So like we talked about in that Symphony of the Cells protocol, where you were layering the oils on top of each other, marjoram is definitely one of those pain oils. If you don't have marjoram, another great one I would suggest is lemongrass for muscle pain. I tend to find the lemongrass is a little cheaper. Marjoram is a little bit more of an expensive oil. So if you're looking for one of those to substitute out, you could use lemongrass as well. And I love the smell of lemongrass. It's so sweet. And then the Deep Blue rub, of course, we just talked about, is that, that natural version of like an icy hot rub. And then here's a couple of more informational slides about why we use copaiba. So it supports our cardiovascular and immune system and digestive systems. It may be calming and soothing, which is going to be helpful for us, getting a more restful sleep. It's great for the circulatory system, anxious feelings, supports the health of our lungs and respiratory issues. This gel cap is carrageenan free, which means there was a component of some of the soft gels that people were worried about. It was not really a toxic issue, but some people were concerned about it. So doTERRA actually switched some of the newer soft gels to be carrageenan free. And then it's going to help support our general cellular health. Marjoram is another one we just talked about. It's great for respiratory support. You can inhale it, you can diffuse it, healthy blood pressure. It supports our nervous system, immune system, and cardiovascular system. So marjoram, like I said, is one of the ones that you could layer on for that muscle and joint pain you might have. Okay, let's talk a little bit more on the emotional side of things. Remember we talked about when we were ranking our pain levels from 1 to 10 that the emotional pain is sometimes just as important as the physical pain, right? If we're carrying something so heavy and we're holding that stress in our shoulder and our back, eventually it's going to manifest itself into other health issues. So taking care of the emotional pain is so, So important. So doTERRA has a whole line called Adaptive. It's relatively newer. I believe it was released in 2019. But the Adaptive line is all about the emotional calming. So they have it in a roller bottle form. You can see the trio here. There's a roller bottle form, so you can apply it topically. They have the gel cap, so you can take it internally, and then the oil form, so you can diffuse it. But for emotional pain, I mean, honestly, I turned to my Adaptive so much in my postpartum year and in this last crazy year with the pandemic and everything happening with that and just the stress of it. I have really turned to this Adaptive oil. I find topical use and just diffusing it to me has really, really helped. Taking it internally, sometimes you just want to be careful with hormone levels and if you're weaning off something else, I would definitely kind of play with the Adaptive on the side of that. Everybody's had a different experience, but there are so many wonderful testimonials about this new Adaptive blend. I find it really smells very sweet to me, and it's just very, very soothing. The next blend that I always love and I always like to have recommended for those of you who might have like anxiety, depression, worry, grief, a lot of those emotional painful feelings, Elevation is a really happy, uplifting, sunny, bright blend. I put this in my diffuser most often with a mint, or I love it with eucalyptus. So you can do it with like peppermint, wintergreen. I love it with eucalyptus. It kind of reminds me of like a spa scent. And then, of course, you need a diffuser if you are trying to diffuse these oils. So doTERRA has some really great beautiful diffusers. This is the Volo diffuser, and it comes in white or black. It's shown here in the white. And then frankincense. So frankincense is a really great universal, they call it the king of oils. If you don't know much about frankincense, though, it's shown to be very, very helpful for depression and anxiety. So even just simply diffusing it can help, but if you can apply it topically, even better. For me, I always have like a stress roller bottle pre-made for me. I kind of take this everywhere with me. So, the stress of before this class, being nervous about it, this blend has frankincense in it. When I'm nervous or anxious, my blends always have frankincense in them, but frankincense has a lot of other great healing properties. It's great for when we're sick. It supports our cardiovascular system. It's amazing for headaches. So if you do have headache pain, since we're on the pain topic, you can take a drop of frankincense and drop it under your tongue and swallow it. You can take it in a gel cap. You can take it on a 1 drop of the frankincense on your thumb and push it up into the roof of your mouth, hold it there for 10 seconds, and that really helps with your headache. The question here, can the Adaptive capsules be taken with Deep Blue and Copaiba? Yeah, I would. I think the Adaptive, to me, it really calms me down. Some people have had the opposite effect where it's given them energy. So it depends on, obviously, if you're in pain and you're trying to calm down because you're like a nervous wreck about the pain and you don't want to be in pain, maybe the Adaptive will calm you down, right? But I would just be mindful and figure out, okay, how does the Adaptive make you feel? Because again, everybody's different. So I wouldn't take the Adaptive right before bed if you found that the Adaptive made you have like a lot of energy or made you feel more upbeat. Maybe do that in the morning instead, and then you can take other supplements at night. I love Serenity soft gels and Copaiba together. I always do those 2 at night. And then I find I take my turmeric in the morning with my other vitamins and supplements. So it was a good question. So yeah, definitely test beforehand. So here's a little bit more about Adaptive. So it combats occasional nervousness, mental and emotional wellness, supports and regulates mental health, helps boost your mood, complements effective work and study habits, increases feelings of tranquility, soothes and uplifts. So you can see here, there's kind of some differing testimonies about that. Like I said, to me, it calms me. But I tend to like to do it take it in the morning. So just work with what, how it makes you feel and kind of notice that in yourself. So here's some other testimonials about Adaptive. People say it gives them better sleep, takes the edge off when they're feeling stressed. I definitely have had that. I've been taking adaptive supplements 2 weeks now, one every morning, and have been able to just continue taking Prozac 10 milligrams. I have anxiety and stress issues. Adaptive calms my mind and helps me focus. Let's see here. There's so many, and I can read about these all day long, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to read through all of them. But if you go on our Obsessed with Essentials Facebook group and just type in adaptive in the search bar, you'll see so many great testimonials about it. Okay, so here's another type of pain that maybe you're suffering from, or maybe you know a family member or friend that could use some help with this: digestive pain. I definitely have people in my life that I just feel horrible for, that they are dealing with digestive issues. So Terrazyme, of course, LLV, and then Terrazyme is our digestive complex. So if you have never used a digestive enzyme before and you have digestive issues, it might be something you can try. You can definitely request a sample from the person who enrolled you, and you might find a really great difference in your digestive issues. So what a digestive enzyme is you're going to take it with every meal, or you can take it in the morning and night, but some people have to take it with every single meal. And what it does is you'll take it 30 minutes before you eat, and it's going to help you and your system essentially break down the food as you're eating it. So it's definitely physically helping you break down your food for somebody whose body maybe can't, right? So if you have like intestinal issues, if you have chronic constipation, if you are somebody who just had surgery and you're having a lot of digestive issues, this might be something that you can work with your doctor and try out. I found it's been very helpful for a lot of my clients who have chronic issues like colitis, people who are dealing with irritable bowel syndrome, people who have celiac disease. So a lot of these chronic issues, people are really desperate for solutions and don't want to necessarily be on medication for the rest of their lives. Terrazyme is also a really good one that helps with skin issues. So a lot of times you'll see people suggest, like, if you have eczema or rashes or any sort of skin irritation, a lot of times it starts from the gut. And if you are having issues breaking down your food, digesting your food properly, that could all start manifesting itself in other ways, like on your skin, right? Like the inflammation in your body is trying to always escape. And some of the way that it does that is it escapes through your skin. So trying some of these digestive protocols might be helpful, even for topical skin irritation. So the next one is a probiotic by doTERRA, PB Assist. PB Assist is another one of those that has that delivery system. It's a dual chamber that is so great for our body. And again, it's going to help us absorb the probiotic quicker. I love this PB Assist, especially paired with the LLV vitamins, because we all need to be on a daily probiotic. They also have a kids version, the PB Assist Junior. I should have brought one upstairs with me, but my kids take it every single day. It's like a little pixie stick, and you can add it into juice, into yogurt. My kids just take the pixie stick probiotic. It tastes sweet to them. They love it, but it's so important for our digestive systems, for all of us to be on a probiotic daily. The next one, this blue one in the middle here, is a Digest Zen blend of oils. It's kind of smells like black licorice, but it is amazing to take internally or apply topically just straight to your abdomen for a lot of digestive issues. I mean, nausea, constipation, bloating, gas, all of that. There's also the kids version here in a roller bottle form. So this is for kids ages 3 to 10-ish. You can always dilute it down a little bit more for younger kiddos, but my kids love this tamer blend. So the adult version is called Digest Zen. The kids version is called Tamer. And I apply this to my kids when they're feeling like nauseous, upset stomach. We've had a couple instances of diarrhea, where they've had chronic diarrhea for a few days, maybe they ate something bad. The Tamer blend really helps calm down their stomach and their bloating and their gas and all of that. And then lastly, peppermint. Peppermint is an amazing oil for digestive issues. This peppermint soft gel has, I think it's about 2 or 3 drops of the peppermint essential oil in it. And again, for like nausea, digestive support, it's also great for headaches. So another pain kind of protocol there. Are there any questions here on any of the digestive and pain protocols? Okay, hopefully I'm not going too fast for you guys. Okay, so head tension and migraines. This is a lot of common people that I hear from, are suffering from migraines, and they even say like, Cheryl, I can't even try oils because my migraines are so bad. I really need this, migraine medication that I'm married to and I take all day long, right? Or, every day. And gosh, I just feel for these people because sometimes migraines, they interrupt your schedule, right? Like you can't go do the things that you want to do because you have to sit at home in the dark and dealing with your migraine. So again, LLV as the base to this protocol, copaiba, which we talked about. Remember, that's the one that's kind of like CBD oil-like without the high, great for pain support. I tend to take the copaiba when I do have a headache instead of going to like Tylenol or Advil. Frankincense, like we talked about, right? Frankincense is going to really help with inflammation in the body. So I take like a drop under my tongue. You can apply it directly to the temples. But frankincense, you can even put a couple drops of that into an empty gel cap and take that by mouth. Past tense is another oil blend that is amazing for relieving tension. So I always take past tense with me, like in my purse or if I'm on vacation, because, especially when you're traveling, you always are kind of eating different things and you're not on your normal diet. You don't have your normal things that you eat at home. So I tend to get headaches when my diet like takes a nosedive. So I love having this with me all the time. It is really a blend that you can apply to your temples, across your forehead. When I have a headache like in the back of my head, I'll like roll this blend down my tops of my shoulders, down my shoulder blades. I even like it for women out there if you carry like a bag, like a heavy purse, like a work purse or a diaper bag or something that you're always on one shoulder. I find the past tense is so helpful for me to kind of work out that shoulder pain. Deep blue is another one that you can rub down your shoulders. But for head tension, it is amazing. It really helps break up the tension in your head. It feels really minty and just kind of like opens up like your sinuses or any tension in your head. So it's a really good one topically. And then eucalyptus as well. I find dropping like eucalyptus in my diffuser, or maybe if you wake up and you have a lot of head tension and you're getting in the shower, I like to steam up the shower and drop a few drops of like eucalyptus or breathe on the shower floor and letting that steam up in the shower. And that really helps take away the head tension for me. So this one would be a really good protocol to recommend to people who have chronic head tension, migraines, or even just have these on hand for if you have the occasional, which we all do, migraines or headaches. Okay, so that was kind of the end of the protocols that we were like that were really specific that we wanted to talk about, but I did want to bring up some of the wellness programs because there is one that doTERRA does, and it's called the Relief Kit, and that's all about pain management. So if you're a doTERRA customer, maybe you're a newer customer and you just got your intro set of oils, and you love them, you're using them, but you're like, what next? What do I order next? And if you're here for pain management, I'm going to help you out with these curated wellness bundles that doTERRA just formulated. So you can pick your wellness path. I believe there's 5 of them now. So there's one for pain, there's one for mind and mood, there's one for immune support, there's one for digestive support, and there's one for sleep support. So once you pick one of these paths for 3 months, you are going to receive a little bundle that is already curated, picked for you by doTERRA. It really makes it so easy, so you don't have to go in and like pick all the products. And then you can repeat that same path again. So after the 3 months, you can start over and get those products again if you use them up, or you can choose another wellness path and you can cancel them at any time. So you can do 1 month and you can cancel it and you can go to another Like, you know, you start with the pain relief kit and then you want to switch to the immunity kit, no problem. You can cancel it at any time. Here's kind of a snapshot of what it looks like. So each month, each of these kits are $75. And so the first month, it's going to include the deep blue in the roller bottle, which I have here. So this one you can, it already comes pre-made, pre-diluted, and you can apply it topically wherever you're in pain. You're going to get a couple samples of the deep blue rub that we talked about. That's that natural version of that icy hot that we talked about. You're going to get the full bottle of the deep blue polyphenol complex. I believe that's 60 gel caps, so it's going to last you quite a while. And you get a massage ball, and you get it all in this carrying case, so you can take it on the go, you can travel with it, whatever. So that's month one. The next month, you're going to get a full bottle now of the deep blue rub. You're going to get the Copaiba soft gels that we talked about. You're going to get wintergreen, which is a really good one to apply topically for pain. You're going to get a refillable deep blue travel tube, so you can, you can split up your tube and you can have it in two places if you need to. You're going to get the Aroma Touch blend, and that one is good for massage. So if you're someone who's like goes to a massage, regularly, you can take that with you and have the masseuse work on it, work on your body with that blend. But that blend is really soothing, great for really like kind of getting down deep into your muscles. I like it to just apply honestly to myself, or I add it to like an Epsom salt bath. So you can use it at home, you can use it in a massage situation. But yeah, it's a good one. And then the last one is you get the deep blue oil, turmeric capsules, the past tense, that was that headache blend that you apply topically. You get a couple free roller bottle tops, and then fractionated coconut oil. So this kind of just takes the guesswork out of people that are trying to get pain relief and don't know what to order. And there's a few things in here, like the little refillable tube, the massage ball. Like doTERRA doesn't even sell. You're getting these little freebies just for being part of that wellness program. Here's another shot of what the second month was and the third month was, which we just went over. And then when you do these wellness program bundles, you get 20% off other products that kind of go along with those. So you can get the $75 pre-curated kit, and you can add on these other things for a discount since you're, participating in the wellness program. Okay, so that's kind of the end of the class and what I wanted to go over with you guys today. But I promised I was going to give away a free kit. So this is the first month of that relief kit. It's $75 value, and I'm going to give it to people who are on right now. How many people are left on with us here? Let's see. Okay, so there are 10 of you. I'm going to stop sharing, and this is the way, pay attention, that you're going to be able to earn a chance to win that relief kit. Okay, so I want you guys in the chat box right now, you can start typing if you want. I want you to tell me what new product for pain after this class you want to try and why. And you guys, I'm going to give you about 3 minutes. And then whoever is Zoom user, whoever that was that just typed, can you tell me your name too? I'm going to write down everybody's names, and then I'm going to pick randomly in about 3 minutes. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes to type in the chat box what product you want to try next for pain. I have something waiting. What product you want to try next for pain, and for those of you who type that live in the chat box, you're going to win, there's a chance to win that relief kit, and I'm going to draw the names at random, okay? Let me grab a pen while you guys are doing that. So Zoom user, who is that? What was your name, Zoom user? All right, so we have a lot of people who Copaiba, Adaptive, Deep Blue, and Turmeric. Good combos here. Copaiba, Adaptive, Lifelong Vitality for sure. I would love to try the turmeric pills and the past tense. Yes, definitely. And Christina says turmeric. All right. Okay, we have about 2 more minutes. Or sorry, 1 more minute. 1 more minute, guys. I'm going to give you guys until 8:51 on my clock is what it says. Okay, Fatima, Copilot, because I used CBD before and would love to compare the difference. Yeah, you could totally do that. And you can use them, you know, side by side. Totally up to you. Okay, so I don't know who Zoom user is, but you will be entered into the giveaway. Neville, Guyens, Christina Pham, Fatima, and Gina. All right, about 30 more seconds, guys. Anybody else want to say what one product they want to try? The chance to win the relief kit. I'm going to put the kit back up on the screen. All right, so I'm going to type in close. Okay, thanks guys for participating in that giveaway. Okay, so I'm going to do a random number generator. Oh, Maria raised her hand. Maria, did you have a question? Oh wait, she's asking to unmute. How do I do this? Sorry, Maria, I don't know if you have a question. I saw like a raised hand thing. Okay, I'm going to do a random number generator, and that's how we're going to pick the winner here for the relief kit. Okay, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. I'll show you guys on the screen. So there's a random number generator. I'm going to select it, and person number 2. So that was Neville. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Neville. So you can message me. I'm going to type my email in the chat. Neville. Hopefully I'm saying that right and I'm not butchering your name. If you could email me, CherylFrank12@gmail.com, I will get your shipping information and I'll ship out that relief kit to you. So congratulations. Yay. All right. So that was the end of the pain relief kind of talk that we're going to do tonight. So thank you guys for joining for that. And then I did want to offer for any of you guys who wanted to stick around and hear a little bit about the business opportunity with doTERRA. So if you're somebody who's loving your oils and you want to share with your friends and family and earn some extra money to pay for those oils, I'd love to chat with you guys. I'll give you about like 1 minute or so to either hop off now, or you can stick around and we'll talk about business opportunity. But thank you guys for joining for the pain management section. I hope it was helpful and useful information for you guys. Okay, let's see. Give people a few minutes to hop off if they would like to. Okay, so let's go through. I'm going to be just kind of pretty fast about this tonight, to be honest. There's so much to talk about with the business opportunity, but this is kind of like your first, hopefully, introduction into how you can earn an income with doTERRA. But definitely after this, if you're very interested in learning more, talk to the person who enrolled you, right? Talk to the person who sent you here tonight and ask them about, how they do the business and how you can get involved. And we are always looking to grow our team and share the love and teach others, right? Okay, so there's a couple of different ways where you can share oils and earn an income. So you can be a referral kind of partnership and just kind of get your oils paid for or get free oils, right? If you're going to be somebody who wants to enroll your friends and family members and have them sign up with you, kind of building a team, you're going to start earning some extra income, right? You're going to get your oils paid for and then some, which is exciting. And then if you are somebody who's looking to really truly build a team and have a huge stream of income, supplement or replace your current income, maybe you're somebody who's working at a job and you're not really satisfied and you want to get away from that job and find something else that's really going to help you grow, then you can build a team with doTERRA. That was really my story when I found the business opportunity with doTERRA. I was working full-time. I am my background is in corporate finance. So I was working at, I worked for a couple of different hedge funds. I worked in Fortune 500 companies. My main background is in accounting. I'm a CPA by trade. And once I became a mom, I literally was like, I'm not passionate about finance anymore. And I really felt like I was pretty stuck because my husband was also in finance and we had these little kids, and my husband and I's schedule was so similar that I just felt like something had to give, right? Like I just wasn't fulfilled anymore. And when I found doTERRA, I was really like, oh, okay, I love these oils. I love what they're doing for us. But I didn't know anything about the business opportunity. I didn't know there was a way that you could supplement or replace your income and enroll your friends and family. I knew none of that. But then one day I was invited to an online class just like this, and somebody started talking about the business opportunity. And I was like, oh, well, I love doTERRA. I love this company. I love the people that signed me up. Like, I should look into this more. And me being a numbers person, and we're gonna go into that in a minute. Me being a numbers person, once I kind of looked into the numbers and then understood, like, wow, like if I really went for this, like I could do this, right? Like I'm gonna try it. What do I have to lose, right? I'm working full time. I have an income. I might not be happy, but at least I'm paying my bills, right? And I can do this doTERRA business at night or on the weekends or when my kids are asleep, or I can wake up early in the morning and I'm going to do this. And that's kind of how I got into this. And now it's like almost 5 years later and I'm still here, and I was able to actually quit that full-time job and stay home with my kids full-time working for doTERRA. So that's my story in a nutshell. And I am really passionate about sharing that opportunity with a lot of other people too, because it really did change my life in a positive way. So let's talk about a little bit of the nitty gritty here. You kind of want to realize the time that you have right now to put into a business like this, and then make some goals for yourself, like some financial goals, right? So if you're somebody who's saying like, oh, I want to share doTERRA just so that I can get my oils paid for and pay for my products, right? That's going to be somebody who's probably putting in about 3 to 5 hours a week. You might enroll a few people here and there. And these are kind of the income that you can expect. And the numbers are probably kind of small on your screen, but the first rank here at Elite, you're going to be earning around $300 a month or so, right? So that's going to be more than paying for just like your oils, right? At the next rank up, Premier, you could be earning $742 a month. And then the next after that is Silver, and that is $21.98 a month on average. Now, the number down here on this graph is showing the average months it takes people who just start out with this business to achieve each rank. These are averages. Of course, some people grow slower, some people grow faster, but on average, most people are hitting the rank of Elite or $300 a month in commission within 3 months. And then about 6 months later, they're at Premier, and then around 18 months, Silver. So if you're somebody who's looking at the timeline of like, how quickly could I make this kind of income? That is kind of the average timeline. If you're somebody who wants to just supplement your income more than just get your product paid for and actually earn a great income, you're going to want to spend, 10 to 15 hours a week. You're going to want to be consistently enrolling people, enrolling your customers, and finding new business builders or sharers to do this business with you. This business, as I've learned over the years, is very team oriented. and the success of others really elevates your business. So you're always looking for people that you're going to help launch their business and share doTERRA with their friends and family, because it only helps your business grow too. And then, of course, if you're looking to completely replace your income and start a new career path, you're going to put in like a full-time job type of hours, 15 to 30 hours a week on average, and you want to be enrolling as many customers as you can, 8+ customers a month, and finding multiple business builders a month, right? And the income numbers at that level can get very, very dramatic. Diamond, the numbers are super small on the screen here, but Diamond at that level, the average is, I believe it's 16 grand a month. Blue Diamond, it says 37 grand. My eyes are really, it's very hard to see. And Presidential Diamond, over 100 grand a month. So these are people that are super successful at this business, and on average, this is what they are actually making. And for those of you who know Melody, who is one of our main team leaders on Obsessive Essentials, on our team, you know, I personally know her. She's a real life person. I go to her house all the time, and we have meetings in person all together. She's at a Blue Diamond rank, and I can absolutely tell you that is the kind of money that she's making. It's not some like pie in the sky dream. It's the reality for a lot of people who have really put in the time and effort to build a business with doTERRA. Whoops, going a little fast here. Okay, so this is just a nice slide that shows like what kind of schedule you might have if you choose to do a doTERRA business. So here's an example schedule of somebody who launched last month, and she wants to hit elite, right? So her goal is to get 15 people to enroll with her. On average, each of those people are going to be spending about $200 on an enrollment kit, and that's going to get her to elite the quickest, and 3,000 in overall volume. That's like your first main big bonus. On average, they're earning about $300 a month right off the bat. So if that's something that you're interested in, like, yes, I want to do it. I want to go all in. This is what your schedule could look like, right? You could have a Tuesday meeting with just one person. This looks like Marsha. Wednesday night, you can have a 7 o'clock at night oil class, just like this on Zoom or in person at somebody's house. On a Saturday, maybe you're still working full time, and so you want to get as much as you can done on the weekend. You could have a one-on-one appointment, one at 3 o'clock and one at 4 o'clock. Tuesday night, a 6 o'clock class. Thursday, a noon class, and then a Monday 12 p.m. like lunch hour. I mean, honestly, I used to have, when I was working full time and starting out this business, I used my lunch hour every single day, Monday through Thursday. I always took Friday lunch breaks off to give myself a break, but I was either training my business builders on my lunch break or holding one-on-ones, or if I did take a lunch, I made sure I brought up doTERRA at that lunch with my coworkers, friends who were meeting us. You know, I was always talking about oils when I was working, probably even too much, that my bosses were kind of like, oh yeah, well, I mean, you do work for us, right? Like, not doTERRA, even though I was kind of doing both. But you know, it's definitely possible, even if you're still working full time. If you're not working and you have kids at home, that's my reality now. And, you know, I get up early in the morning, or I stay up later at night after they go to bed. Or I book a babysitter and I get my work done during the week. You know, it's totally doable, whatever season of life that you're in, right? Okay, so that was the weekly success schedule, or sorry, that was kind of like what your monthly calendar could look like, but how are you on a weekly basis going to be successful in this business, right? So you're going to want to be teaching intro to oil classes. But the amazing thing about being part of our Obsessed with Essentials community is we share classes a lot of times. I'll teach an intro to oil class just once a month because I have other team members that are going to be teaching it every single week, right? So the bigger your team is, the more you can share these amazing resources. You're going to want to be definitely talking about a basic business training with as many people as you can. That's exactly what we're doing right now, right? Like, I'm telling you about the business opportunity. If I'm not telling you about it, you wouldn't know about it, and you wouldn't want to be sharing doTERRA. So you have to be talking about business every single week. Wellness consults. So Wellness consults are once a person signs up with doTERRA. So they come to an intro to oil class, they purchase oils, they receive their oils in the mail, and they are like, what the heck do I do with these things? Like, I know I went to your class, but I forgot everything. So you get on the phone with them, or you go to their house, or they come to your house, you meet for coffee, whatever it is, and you talk to them about their kit. And then you also offer a wellness consult of like, okay, what's going on in your life? Let's make like a personal plan for you. Are you sleeping well? Do you have headaches? What's going on with your family? You know, yada, yada, yada. Make a personal oil plan for them. I cannot tell you how many times people get a kit and then they don't know what to do with it. They don't open it up. And if I don't follow up with them, they're not using it. They're not going to pay. They're not going to buy more oils over and over again if they're not using it. So the wellness consults are key. That was one of my biggest mistakes when I first started this business was I was enrolling a bunch of people, but I was not reaching out to do these wellness consults consistently enough. And then those customers, die off and they don't reorder. Continuing education class. So that was what we were just on, that pain management class, right? Like if you're not educating and supporting your community, even your longtime customers, they need to be continually learning and figuring out other ways in their life that oils and supplements can help them. So that pain management class is an example of that. And we have tons of them scheduled this month. I'm only teaching one of them this month, which is nice, right? Because all of our other team members are volunteering to take on other continuing education classes, and I can send my customers to them. So it's awesome to be on a big team that's already has all these resources set up. Team calls. We have, for those of us who do the business and are in leadership roles, we have a Monday night team call, which actually happens every Monday at 8:00. Where we do business trainings, we talk about new products, sales, just business strategies, all of that. So if you're somebody who's like, oh gosh, this sounds great, but I don't have any sales background, we got you. You're going to be, involved in all of our resources, all of our training, and get all the support you need from that. And then strategy sessions with your key leaders. So obviously, we don't want you to be kind of running this business blind. Those of us that have been doing this for years and years and years, there's definitely strategies of how to make the most amount of money. We're not going to just throw this at you blind and be like, okay, you're on your own. Hope you make a bonus. No, that's not what we want. We want to be able to meet with you, strategize with you, ask you about your customers. Oh, do you think this person's going to order regularly, or do they just order one time? And we'll place them on on the parts of your team that'll be most beneficial for you, and we'll train you on how to do that. And then lastly, you're going to be contacting and following up, right? So you're going to have customers who you're going to have them at a class and they're going to be like, oh, yes, I want to buy right away. But then other customers or people might come to the class and they might really love what they learned about, but then not buy right away. You're going to have to follow up with these people, right? You spent that amount of time with them, you poured into them, you taught them for an hour, and then to not follow up with them or contact them about can we work with your budget? When is a better time? That takes time to build these relationships and create that trust between you and the potential customer, right? So that's kind of what you're doing on a weekly basis in this business. To me, once it gets to the point of after you learn what all of these things are, scheduling them into your weekly habits just becomes more natural, and you're just kind of having a relationship with people. You're building more friendships, you're networking, you're building business relationships with your key leaders, you're hosting parties, essentially. You're having fun because you're just sharing oils that you love, and you're going to throw parties at people's homes or virtually, right? So it becomes ingrained in you the more and more you do these weekly success habits. Okay, so I'm not going to go over this in full detail, but your intro to oils class, this is suggesting you can have your class at the same time every week on the same day at the same place, so that people know that you're always there. It's kind of one of those things where it's you have a physical store and people know you're open for business, right? They suggest to not have your class presentation longer than 45 minutes. And they say no food, keep the food until after the class. And I'm saying they because this section of the presentation was taken from one of the Presidential Diamonds, Elise Chedevi, in doTERRA. And she really did a lot of research about what was the most successful class. And this was kind of the structure that she came up with after, going through loads and loads and loads of business builders situations with doTERRA. This was her research that she did, and she found was the key insights for people like us starting out. Let's see. A good question in the chat. Okay, so intro to essential oils right after your class. I'm not sure why it says that. I think it means a business opportunity video right after your intro. I think that's a typo because essentially you want to be talking about the business like all the time because you never know when you could spark somebody else's interest in the business, right? Even if they've just been introduced to essential oils. And I always do it like I just did at this pain management class. Like for those of you who want to stay, like we're going to talk about the business opportunity. If you have any interest in that, stick around. If not, thank you for coming, and that's it. So the basic business intro, this is kind of exactly what we're doing right now. Again, you're going to be wanting to have this conversation frequently. Wellness consults is what we talked about when people order from you and then they get their kit in the mail. They don't know what to do with it. I like to tell people when I meet with them, if they come to me, like bring your kit with you and we're going to go like physically go over it. We're going to open it up. We're going to talk about like which ones and like, which oils for like what health issues you're going through or what your family members are going through. Like I even get super detailed, and some people want me to say like, okay, like what's your husband's name? What are your 3 kids' names? Okay, we're going to do a protocol for each of them. And I get so super detailed and I write it down for them or I type it out for them, right? Because if we don't, they're going to go home and they forget it and they're not going to use the oils. So the wellness consults are so key. And I also found, especially during this last year of the pandemic, when we were all at home lonely and feeling like no connection, I reached out to my people who had signed up even years and years ago and said, hey, like we should do wellness consult. Like I know it's been a long time since you bought your kit and you haven't ordered in a while, but let's go over the oils you do have and let's talk about some of the health goals. And you know what happened? Those people got on the LRP and they ordered during all the lockdown, pandemic craziness. I got new customers. They weren't new enrollments, but they were ordering again and they felt valued because I took the time to meet with them and I thought of them and I offered that to them. And it wasn't everybody, but I did do quite a few of them during this past year. Continued education. So we always want to offer continuing education, just like that pain and oils class we just had. Super helpful for people who just don't know what to order, don't know what to do, and want to learn more than just the basics, just the basic introduction. Team calls and strategy sessions. Again, we can plug you guys in, and anybody that you find that is like a builder or sharer underneath you, we will plug them into like our team resources. Facebook resources, we have lots and lots of resources to connect to. And then again, contacting and following up. Elise Chedevi, again, she says spend a minimum of 4 hours per week contacting and following up with new people who you are not yet enrolled, and learn effective inviting through daily mentor calls. Now, dailymentorcalls.com is a free resource that, again, Elise Chedevi, she's a presidential diamond. She's like actually a triple presidential diamond in doTERRA. She makes buku money with doTERRA. She has this free resource where you can go through like her method step by step. And I believe it's 30 or 35 daily mentoring sessions that you can listen to. And it's all of her best tips and tricks of starting out your doTERRA business. So if you want more detailed information, dailymentorcalls.com. It's a great listen. I used to listen to them on my way to and from work when I was working full time. And some of them are like 7 minutes, 10 minutes. Some of them are longer, like 25 minutes. So depending on your commute, you can knock out, a couple of them at the same time. And this is her, dailymentorcalls.com. That's a little plug for her. I mean, her resource is free. she offers a lot of resources that have been proven to be really successful for her. So this quote at the end here is an executive founder of doTERRA, and it says, when you share doTERRA products, you bring hope and wellness to the people you love, your community, and ultimately the world. Selling the doTERRA way is about service, one drop at a time and one person at a time. We are serving the world with wellness solutions. And I love that. It's so true. So yeah, that is kind of the end of the intro to the business opportunity. Of course, there are way more details that we can talk about, but I just wanted to introduce that here. For those of you who haven't had the business intro before and you want to learn more, contact the person who sent you here tonight, and you can get plugged into all of our amazing resources for business. But while we are on live, do you guys have any questions for me about my story, my background, or doing the business at all? You can unmute or you can type it into the chat. No? You guys are shy tonight?
No questions, just thank you. And I tried to hop on. I was at the other class with Melody.
Okay.
And I was trying to do both, so I got on kind of late. But I was really interested in your inflammation and pain management one. So
did you catch just the tail end?
Barely the end. So
okay, I have it recorded, so we're gonna out recorded. Gina, what did you sign up through the Sign Up Genius link?
Yeah, it was through Jenna sent me.
For Jenna, okay. Mm-hmm. I believe we're going to email out the recording to everybody who signed up on the Sign Up Genius. So be able to get the whole thing.
Sounds good.
Cool.
And thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Oh. Did you have a question?
No, that was my question. If you were going to offer the recording, I've been using the oils for about a year, and I'm at a point now that I'm interested in doing it as a business, and I'm having just a hard time, like, where to start. So it was very informative. Thank you very much.
Oh, good. And then who was your enroller? Who did you enroll?
Melody, actually.
With Melody?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I do have some information from her, and I just need to take some time or spend some.
It's a lot at once, I'll be honest. And especially I came from an accounting and finance background, and even learning the numbers and all the different levels and different ways you can earn money, it's confusing. But the more and more you kind of sit with it and go, it took me probably 5 or 6 times to understand it all. But once you do and you get there, and especially with Melody's help, Melody's very successful at what she does. So you're in the right place. You're definitely with the right person. So I will let her know too that you were here and that to follow up with you too. So if you have more specific questions for her, she can definitely help you out.
Okay, thank you very much. That's awesome.
All right, bye-bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.